Okay, I'd like to call the Board of Trustees meeting to order on Tuesday, August 20th, 2019 at 6:17. Would everybody please turn off your phones or put them on silent? Roll call, please, Janelle.
Birdo.
Here.
Baker.
Here.
Bell. Here. Duffy.
Here.
Kadamko.
Here.
And Zashki.
Here.
And Lienau is excused.
Is there a motion, oh no, sorry. Yeah, to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Duffy, second by Kadanko. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting as presented?
And I'll make that motion.
Motion by Baker,
I'll second.
second by Kadanko. Any corrections? All in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Carried. Comments and correspondence. Is there anybody here tonight that would like to address the village board on a non-agenda item?
Could I make a comment?
You may.
Okay. I'm proud to announce to everyone that our very own Scott Baker has been named to go on the Old Glory Honor Flight Mission 52 on September 11th. And we're very proud of him and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I have one little tidbit also. The other day, I received a check from Don Bumpus, who lives just outside of the village. And he is so happy with everything that the village has done with the waterfront, with the new bathrooms. He uses it almost every day. And he gave us a check to be used any which way we would like down there. So we will send him a thank you note. And
Okay,
if you see him on the street, acknowledge it.
Cool.
very good.
Did you want to talk about any of the correspondence in the packet, Bo?
No.
Okay. All right, item number 1, discussion regarding the recommendation from the Plan Commission that the village board pass and adopt resolution number 40208-2019, which approves the CSM that was submitted by Joelle and Alicia Cursabe and splits the property located at 10740 North Bayshore Drive with an assigned parcel number of 1810005312841A2.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second by Bell. I'm just going to cut you off tonight,
That's
Janelle.
fine.
It's going
We
all,
all know.
it's a go all through plan and
Is there any discussion? All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 2. Discussion regarding the recommendation from the Plan Commission that the village board approve ordinance number 26708-2019, which amends section 66.1530 sub M of the zoning code in such a fashion that it states the village engineer shall determine the size and length of any required culverts, but in no case shall a culvert be less than 18 inches in diameter and less than 15 feet longer than the width of the driveway on which it is installed. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second by Bell. Discussion. All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Carried. Item 3, discussion regarding the recommendation from the Plan Commission that the village board approve the development agreement for the Mariners Point condominium expansion project. I will make that motion.
Second.
Second by Bell. Any other discussion?
The one condition that should be imposed is that the people from Mariners Point condominiums present all the condominium documents that have to be recorded in the Register of Deeds office. So if it's all right with you guys, we would hold off on having the development agreement finalized until those documents are received.
Okay, I'll insert that into my motion, if that's all right,
Yeah.
Nate, and you still second it? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item 4, discussion regarding the recommendation from the Finance Committee that the village board approve ordinance 26808-2019, which amends section 6.11 sub 9 of the municipal code in such fashion that the cost of an annual operator license will be $15, and the option to purchase a 2-year license at a cost of $25 is offered.
So moved.
Motion by Duffy,
Second?
second by Baker.
I hate fees of $15. We should just make it 20 because at that price, it's not worth having staff spend their time on, unless we're restricted by state statute on that. I know there's some restriction on how much you can charge.
I was just thinking after reading that, we're going after bartenders and dogs, so. But I'm fine with $5 extra. Thank you.
It's an even number and takes time to gather all that money.
How much for internet providers?
They're getting a lot more than 20.
And so if it was 20 per year, what would be the 2-year, 30? So it'd be 40
Sure.
and 30?
Yeah, let's keep it round and
Was there some guidelines? I was thinking
I do
there,
not know the answer to that.
Okay.
This was all researched by Heidi, so.
Yeah, she looked through,
and just so everybody knows, sorry to cut you off, I think we had 6 licensures this past year or something? I mean, we're
No,
not-
no, operator's license, we have far more than
Well,
that.
operator's different, right,
Yeah.
right. But the dog one, it's not like it's a big revenue.
No, the dog one, we'll talk about that when we get to
we
the
make,
dog.
well,
it's more of a, it takes all that time to gather that money and we have fees that are so low at some point. You gotta figure out it costs money to gather that money.
I've got no
I think,
objection.
I don't think that there's a restriction, as far as the 20 and 30, because, I know Heidi did quite a bit of research on this with other municipalities and felt that the $15 was kind of a midpoint. So I doubt that $20 is out of the range.
Was there a motion?
At the 15 and 25, so somebody have to either rescind their motion or amend it.
There was a motion, was there a second?
By Duffy and Baker.
Otherwise, I was gonna second it quick.
Well, we can vote on it, and whether it passes or fails, then we'll readdress it. Okay, all those in favor?
Of
The
30,
The
motion is
15 and the 25?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carried.
So
Okay.
Al and Birdo were opposed?
Yep.
I blame Chad.
Should have said it a little sooner.
Item 5, discussion regarding the recommendation from the Finance Committee that the Village Board pass and adopt Resolution 40708-2019, which allows for an increase in dog license fees per Section 174.05 sub 3 of Wisconsin statutes. Tasha, did you want to talk about?
I was just gonna say that the village we are required to get dog licenses, or at least offer them to licensed dogs. We, at this time, keep all of 25 cents of each license, so it's not even worth the paper it's printed on at this point. We would at least be covering our supplies, we would not be covering, software or anything. It is critically important. We don't wanna increase the fee so much that people don't get their dogs licensed. It is critically important that people do get their dogs licensed. We have had incidents where a dog bites someone and then they're not licensed, and it causes, a number of issues. So it is really important that people get their dog licenses. So we don't want to price it out of,
So what we're trying to do is lose less money on the license.
we're trying to lose less money.
yeah.
Yep,
But we're still gonna lose money on the
we're
license.
still probably going to be losing money. Sure.
But we like dogs.
Right. I mean, we have a very simple software program that keeps track of all of this for us. So, I mean, we can't go much cheaper than what we're going. So.
I'll make the motion that we accept the
The
raise. Yeah.
I'll second it.
Motion by Baker, second by Bell. Any further discussion? All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye. I'm not gonna
Carried.
be able to feed him anymore.
Discussion regarding the recommendation from the Finance Committee that the Village Board pass and adopt Resolution number 40808-2019, which approves a loan in the amount of $1 million from the Bank of Luxembourg for the purchase of Pebble Beach. Motion by Birdo,
I'll second.
second by Kanako.
So I just, before the meeting started, looked to see where the donation level was at. I think that we were expecting it to be $500,000 from the land trust.
Yes,
We're at $598,025 as of right now. Is there a way that we can make sure we don't borrow more than we have to on there? I mean, I realize we may have to authorize this, but
Up to, and depending upon where the donations are, we
So-
just seek the,
Yeah, the staff has been in discussions with the land trust about this and about any donations that come in over the initial 500,000 and their cost. Right, that's what they were trying to capture back, was their cost. We are, at this point, it is our understanding that those funds will be escrowed for us, and then upon closing, remitted to the village would hold them and have a discussion with the board as to how we want to proceed. Do we want to use that to pay principal on the loan? Do we want to use that for putting in the parking lot and, I don't know, anything else? Do we want to use that to cover whatever legal fees we've incurred as a result of this? How do you want to do that? So at this point, yes, we are getting those funds. We are still collecting the donations, or at least the land trust is. So
So
to answer your question, we will be addressing that.
But at this
we're gonna
point-
borrow $1 million and then settle up after.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's not a significant savings to not borrowing that $1 million. You know, if you pay it back right away, you're not.
well,
There's always
we're
an
also
interest
gonna
cost.
have further discussion pertaining to financing and closed.
Okay.
hopefully not more financing.
Do you want to table this motion until after
No, I
closed
think we
session?
approve, well,
No, because I know all the information. I'm very comfortable with the offer that Bank of Lux has given us, and
So you're saying you have other information that will be exposed to and closed?
yes,
But you're comfortable with it, but we don't know about it.
okay. I just said I was comfortable because
Oh.
I have the
Yeah.
information. If you're not,
I'm
that's
totally
fine.
comfortable with it, so it's nothing to be at all concerned about. It is simply something that hasn't been addressed yet at the
Right.
board level.
Yeah. Okay, so we will then table this till after our closed session and revisit it, okay. All right,
So
item,
now what about your motion, because you want to rescind your motion?
there wasn't a second, was there?
Yeah.
I seconded it.
Well, Chad needs to take his back first.
Can't you just table it with the motions in place, that if you come back and you say no changes, you vote on the motion and second, and you're done?
Is that not?
I don't know that, I don't know that
think
rule.
so.
Robert's
think
rule, what do we
so.
got here?
I don't think so.
I'll rescind
Okay, so I'll
my
rescind.
motion.
Okay.
Okay. Item 7, discussion regarding the request from some property owners that the village consider a sewer and water extension for a portion of Little Sister Road and the potential for related special assessments. This is on page 93 of our tablet. It is the recommendation of the Utilities Director to no longer pursue the extension of sewer and water lines along Little Sister Road. And I spoke with President Lienau today, and he told me to share with you that Paul Luber and another person who he did not give me his name, a neighbor, at one point in time were interested in pursuing this just by themselves and not having the full extension done. They are no longer interested in pursuing that at all.
I was gonna ask about that.
Okay, so to do nothing, we don't need to do anything. There doesn't need to be a motion or anything, we're just not following up for the, right? That's what I vote for. Even though we don't have to vote.
You have a consensus, so whatever.
Item 8, discussion regarding the recommendation from the Marina Committee that all the current commercial lease agreements for the marina be modified in such fashion that a new 3-year contract will be entered into with all of the current lessees, but there will be no option of an additional 2-year extension at the end of the new term. A related RFP will be issued. You want to address that, Pat?
Sure, so typically after 5 years, the village seeks out requests for proposals on contracts. We are at the end of year 3, where there is in the current contract, the ability for the village to extend it, auto-renew for another 2 years. One of the existing vendors is selling the business to a known party, and one of the conditions of that sale is that they need a 3-year operating lease. So rather than try to work something out with one person, I think we should keep all the vendors on the same contracts and same terms. So rather than just auto-renewing 2-year, what we're asking for is a 1-year extension for everybody, and at the end of the 3 years, we'll do the RFP.
Would you like to make that motion then?
Sure.
Sure. I'll
Motion
second
by
it.
Duffy.
So
I'll second it.
when is the end of the 3
By
years?
Kudako.
Tom? What year is that?
The contracts run January to December, so technically the end of the 3rd year is December 31st of this year, so it'll be 3 years from January 2020. Would be the end of the new 3-year lease.
Okay.
Any other questions? All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 9, discussion regarding the recommendation from the Marina Committee that an additional amount up to $10,000 be allocated to complete the riprap repairs which were proposed by Mike Carr along A dock.
So I have more to report on that. Unfortunately, it costs more. The good news is, not to the taxpayers, the marina has all the funds, again, in this case. So there was a computational error in what was, we're not gonna pay more than what we thought we were, but we've used more rock already. What this is we're not looking to do more than we had intended when we sought your approval a month or 2 ago. It's taking more rocks to get it to the level in which the engineer feels it's safe. So we're doing what he intended to do, we just used the funds to do a little less than half of it. But that was we knew the worst part that he did first. So we're looking to complete the project as it was originally specified, it's just taking more rock, therefore more funds to do it.
Who estimated how much rock was going in here?
Mike Carr, the professional marine engineer for 40 years. The problem is, part of it is above the water and part of it is below the water. So you start putting rocks in, and if they don't start to
Sure.
fill, you
Well,
need
next
more
time, you grab
rocks.
my car with his feet and stick his head in it, tell him to take a real good look.
Yep. So anyway, what that comes to is roughly $14,080 is what we would request.
Oh, not the 10.
Not
the
The
10.
14,000.
Right.
Okay, how about not to exceed 14,100?
Okay.
Or up to that amount? Okay.
And I'll make that motion.
Motion
I'll
by
second.
Duffy.
Oh, you seconded.
Second by Baker.
Yeah, you did, okay.
All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Okay, item 10, report on county activities from the county supervisor. Our supervisor is not here.
That saves some time.
It does.
I like
Okay.
Dave's updates, actually. They're actually pretty nice.
Item 11,
Financial.
review of the financial statements and consideration of a motion to approve the monthly bills. I will make a motion that we pay the bills of $816,408.66. Motion by Birdo,
Second.
second by Zoshki. Questions?
I saw nothing in
Please tell me
there.
somebody has some questions.
No, I was waiting for like the swale pump, these pump bills to get way out of line, and they don't seem like they are, so, That was good.
Okay. All those in favor respond with an aye.
Aye. You had nothing?
Opposed, carried. I talked to Tasha today. I try not to waste your time anymore. Surprised nobody was concerned about the $16,000 water heaters, but okay. We'll move on.
Well, water heaters cost money.
Report by the village administrator on village activities and projects.
Yep. You guys see the notes in on my report. Just so you know, the excess water in Bay Shore Drive is now taken care of. We don't have any water on the streets or sidewalks. We worked with property owners to make sure that got done.
Nice to work by that.
It was excellent.
Beautiful job.
Now you can't get a river named after you though in this.
I know, so, but I'd rather have no river, so.
And no ice.
Yep, that worked
No
out. Bathrooms are open, they look good. I have to do some finishing touch-up on details with Dan about the outside, as far as what we wanna do with cementing it and getting it, a walkway put in, minor details. Al, also added a few extra touches that weren't required on the bathroom.
Which were what? You didn't state.
Raising the stone, so the stonework that he has on there, that wasn't supposed to go as high, but he actually had some excess, so he just added it to the top. I thought it was a good touch. It makes it look a little bit nicer. He did state that there's just a few minor paint touch-ups that he would like to get to, but he thought that getting them open was important, and then coming back when it's not as busy to just finishing up and making sure it's a good product. I think it looks good. People are using them, which is awesome.
On the west side of the bathrooms that faces the beach and all that, where the construction guys pulled their trucks
Yeah.
and the ruts are there and it's muddy and whatever, are we having that filled in with some dirt
That's what I
this
have to
next
talk to
week?
Dan, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
because I know we'll have to work on a landscaping plan and that'll be part of my overall plan for the entire village for next year. So,
Well, along that line, if you see the people using it, and it makes sense, they do kind of beelines from the pavilion to there. So I wouldn't expect them, if the thought is that they would come around the front like they used to and go in a paved path and then walk around the side, I doubt they will. So whether it's a couple of flagstone steppers or mulch, but I think if you try to grow grass, by the middle of the summer, you're gonna have ruts and trails, because they're just walking around.
but if you
from-
plant grass, then you know exactly where the path is. But yeah, you're correct. That's all you have, Bo?
Yep, that's all I have.
Okay. We will do committee reports and save our second,
Oh, we have utilities. The grant.
Do you wanna talk about that?
Well, the grant, we can let everybody know, I guess.
So.
under committee reports?
Suspense
Yeah,
is killing
under
me.
committee
That-
reports.
that would be
Bo's
committee re-
report.
That would be committee reports.
Oh, you want it under committee reports, not
Yeah.
director's reports? Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, administrative. I have no, Dave
Okay.
usually knows what has met and has
Yeah.
not, so I am
Okay.
clueless.
I'll just say has not met if they have.
Okay, admin and oversight,
Has not met.
communications technology,
Has not met.
coastal byways,
Has not met, meets tomorrow.
DCEDC,
Attended my first meeting with Bo there as well. It's I think the biggest thing they were talking about is the 3-year funding cycle coming up here. So Chad, watch out for him, he's coming after you for some money.
Oh,
I
it's
saw his list,
I'll
yeah.
find you. I
sweet.
need some money, so.
Just charge an extra $1 on every beer he drinks at Husby's and we'll get it that.
that's it? Okay, thank you. Economic development,
Has not met.
finance,
They'll be meeting on September 16th and September 30th.
The minutes are in your packet.
fire,
That meeting, which was scheduled for last Thursday, was canceled.
okay.
And Fire District has, of course, not met.
Historical society,
We met on the 11th. I do not have minutes as of yet.
Stan, I have a question. Is that snowman out there, is that the villages or is that the historical societies? That
The
gets put out-
snowman.
Out by the historical society,
The big
I
old
think-
waving one, that's
Yeah.
the villages.
where would be the appropriate place to talk about that not being put up?
parks.
Okay.
Would you, so bring that up as we talk about things that need to be addressed
Yep.
at committee? Okay. Holiday
Snowman
lighting.
phobia?
I think that's hideous. I actually said something to one of the historical, like, if I donate $500, will you take that snowman down? Like, that's not our snowman.
President, just say yes.
I think it's awesome.
There's just no accounting for taste, is there?
And I'm one of the votes on parks.
Okay, library.
got a copy of the 5-year capital expense plan to Tasha that has been developed. July people count was up 4.7%. That's the news from the library for tonight.
Okay. Marina and Marina Fest.
Minutes in the packet, you heard about some of the stuff going on. Overall, having a good year. June was a little slow to start with the weather, but we're actually ahead on the number of reservations. And it seems like we're getting larger boats, so the per reservation revenue seems up. So we'll see how it shakes out, but it seems like it's on track to have another good year.
How is the parking lot working out?
Great. I think it looks bigger, people like it, and with we only, I think, lost 6 trailer spots in this one area, but we picked up like 15 or 20 car spots, and so there's more places for non-trailer people to park, so we're getting less people parking in the trailer spots, so everybody's happy.
Okay, good. Anything on Marina Fest?
There are minutes in the packet of a July meeting. We had everything pretty much in order. We did have a meeting last Friday. There was an issue with one of the bands not wanting to play on the stage. But,
Which led to an announcement that all the bands were gonna be playing in the grass
which
with
is
their backs to the parking lot on Mill Road. And that led to the decision then that they're gonna be back on the band, back on the
stage.
pavilion.
And the
Yeah.
state,
Yes.
and they're gonna use the same sound group called Sound Farmer or something that SBA uses to monitor theirs.
Okay.
So we're using that on stage.
Okay. Parks?
The minutes are in the packet.
No questions, okay. Personnel has not met, right?
We'll be
Next week.
meeting on
On
Monday.
Oh, okay. Plan Commission? Any
Minutes.
questions?
Oh, I got a question. The Mill Road condo commercial property debate, I see it was talked about, and it's gonna be talked about again next month with Dan Murphy.
Oh,
Oh,
What, is there a specific reason why it's gonna be, continue to be talked about?
yes.
Okay, can you share it?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
SBAA?
The SBAA building is under contract with a August 30th closing date. And the impending new owner has said that they want a rent increase from $850 a month to $1,200 a month. The current owner has asked her attorney to send SBAA a certified letter. SBAA surmises that the letter will clarify how soon that they might want them out of the space after closing, unless a new lease would be signed. And it appears to be 90 days that they have after the closing.
Which at least would get us through the season.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rob, how much did you say it's increasing to?
1,200
To 1,200.
for 700 square feet.
Yeah.
So
And
I think I
regarding-
figured the math at 1714 a square foot.
Louise has begun looking into alternate locations. She said she met with Chris Schmeltz. He said he would want 1,500 to 1,800 monthly for SBAA to occupy one of the spots in front of the Door Hotel. Louise feels he won't get that much for those spaces. So that's everything having to do with that issue. Interestingly enough, there was a very positive learning curve kind of meeting for everyone on the board when the treasurer reported that for the first time ever in her tenure, the checking account was under $10,000. Normally it's between 30 and 50, and essentially what everyone figured out is they were surprised by that initially was that they basically spent a lot more on concerts in July than they had, and that they spent a lot more money prepaying advertising to get discounts, so. I would
So
just-
all is well then?
All is well, but I would say, it was a case of where, where someone may have chosen not to mention something like that, it actually brought the educational level of some of the support staff up higher, so I thought that was very good. Some news on Cherry Drop, the Green Bay CBS TV affiliate is gonna be broadcasting it live on New Year's Eve. And AAA Living Magazine is going to be including the Cherry Drop in the Wisconsin Events Not to Miss This Holiday Season feature.
Nice.
Yep.
Thank you. Tourism Zone Commission?
I'd say key things for everyone to just be aware of. LA Times, August 4th Sunday edition featured Door County theater scene on a full-page spread. USA Today's listed Door County in their top 10 vacation spots feature. Michigan Golf Journals listed Door County in the top 10 Midwest golf destinations. July-August Indiana Living Magazine features a spread on Door County vacation spots, and the Visit the USA International Travel Guide is now featuring Door County for the first time ever.
An international publication? Wow,
Yep.
wow. Okay, utilities.
That's your
We have
baby.
to- Well, you wanna talk about the grant?
Yeah, so the biggest news, is the funding from the USDA has, kind of finally come through. The loan amount would be $3,391,000 at a lower rate than we were expecting, 2.75, so that's quite a bit lower. But the great news is that we got a grant of $1.6 million.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so there will be a ton of work ahead of us on this grant, but really worth it for $1.6 million.
Excellent. No wonder you were excited to share that.
Yes,
Can't believe you held it in.
we've been holding it in for about 2 weeks now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was a good day. That was great news.
It's gonna help the project, without a doubt.
That will help the project, it will help rates, that makes a big, big difference, so.
So out of curiosity, I'm hoping this won't happen, but in the event, you know, it seems like you talk to a lot of people lately, projects are coming in much higher than the estimates.
Yep,
If we go through this process and all of a sudden the project becomes more than we're thinking, do we have the ability to go back to the loan folks and say, hey, we're keeping the project the same, but now this is what it costs?
it kinda depends on how much.
Okay,
If it was a little bit of change, we could work with the USDA. If it's quite a bit of change, then we would have to do what we can and then go back through the application process again.
okay.
So if it comes in less, then we get less grant money, because the grant money is received last. So,
Okay.
Youth Center?
Added 2 new parental chaperones to our list for the coming off-season activities, Aaron Forsoni and Cambria.
And who was the second one?
Cambria.
Okay.
So, is that basement usable?
We don't use the basement, we use the upstairs.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that basement will not be usable for quite some time.
Okay.
You want ice rink, Denise? It's not on here. Thought we talked about that, or?
Oh,
we
yeah,
gonna add
that
it?
needs to be added.
Second
And the
meeting,
other one that needs to be added probably, I think maybe September would be our first meeting of emergency management, that date implemented. Go ahead.
second meeting went well, it was today. Focus is gonna be on presenting Parks Committee and Finance with a cost plan for resurfacing the current slab. Everybody feels that that is the best solution, near-term, mid-term, for getting usable ice going. Also, the consensus was that future capital fundraising drives, should they occur, would need to include not just a detailed understanding of the construction costs, but to understand what ongoing operational costs of the facility would be, so that we wouldn't be in a position of going out to ask for money and not be asking for money in totality for, you know, how much it's actually gonna take to run the place.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so then we will go back to item 13, consider a motion to convene into executive session pursuant to Wisconsin State Stats 19.85 sub 1 sub G to confer with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved in Wisconsin statutes 19.85 sub 1 sub E to deliberate or negotiate the purchase of public properties, the investment of public funds, or conduct other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Motion by Birdo,
Second,
second by Baker. Roll call. Birdo, yes?
Baker, yes?
Zashki, yes?
Franco, yes.
Yes.
Duffy, yes.
Okay, closed session at 6:52. We'll take a few minutes while